Howdy, howdy. So we're starting here at the front. This is my little potting station. Any leaves I pop in here ready to go in the chop and drop, which I'll show you. We got just a little fairy garden type thing here, and any little leaves that fall off I pop in here because I think when they start to grow their excuse me, the baby succulents, they're just so beautiful and magical, and it's something the kids enjoy watching. They're the babies and they get all excited. This gerbera here we've had for nearly 3 years. It's looking a bit unhealthy in its new spot, so we're going to move it out the back. But that was born on the day that one of our children were born, my stepson. And it's lovely. So we've got pretty little things through here. These are all little fairy lights, these ones. So they just, glow over night time, make it a bit magical. My bin that I put all my soil in, ready to go. But at the moment it's empty because we've just done the planting. And then up here is where I keep my seeds on my seedlings before they harden off. This one I got at Crop Swap for hubby. He loves his button squashes, so that was there. I was like, perfect. And some pasane, which is an edible weed. That one's looking a bit sick, so I'm just leaving it in the pot to see how it goes first. My Roma tomatoes, which I will be repotting today. The herb garden. Curly leaf parsley, flat leaf parsley. And then in here, what's surviving of the basil. So, and this is a little bit special. This is a bit of my childhood from where I grew up in Coomera. One of the girls there I grew up with, she had that from her grandparents' property, which we spent a lot of time at as children. So it's a bit exciting to have that and be able to take that with us wherever we go. A little bit of mummy's childhood comes with her now. Now we've got these are the potato seeds that I was telling you about that my father sent me for my birthday. So we've done the layering, starting off quite low, just barely covering it, and then every time they come through, we would cover them. So we've done 1, 2, you can literally see the layers. And then the top layer now. I did plant a top crop in all of them, and only one of them started to come through. There is a tiny, tiny little bit of green coming through here. But I swear I planted corn in these ones because the little ones love their corn, so we will see. Now these are from my ex-partner's partner. They've been together for quite a while, so Shaka sent me some tomatoes and some capsicums and a marrow. We often do little swappies. These are the chives that come with us when we got the property here, when we started first renting here. They've always just grown here. We subdivide them as they come up and they flower. You can see there's 2 here, 2 here. We just split the root, replant them, and off they go. They are the best chives I've ever had. Some citronella. Now in here I'm trying to propagate my feijoa tree, or the pineapple guava. It is a childhood favourite of mine, so I'm a bit excited about that one, and I'm hoping it takes. This is the marrow here from Shaka, so it's not liking that full heat in that tiny pot. I'll pop that in the shade. We need to find a home for you. The chili was a free one from Crop Swap. This is all happening, by the way, in the last 4 weeks, except for this little darling. This has been here for a couple of years and just keeps multiplying. It was a gift from a friend. So this is our front garden. I've done compost bins from leftover food. We just plastic containers, cut the bottom out. We bring it out and we feed the wormies. The kids love the idea of feeding the wormies. I've got corn growing everywhere. Some beautiful strawberries we got from Crop Swap a couple of weeks ago. Happening in there. Now they were about this big when we got them, and now they're just flourishing. We've got some wild little tomatoes coming up there. I think there are black cherries. This is a pepino from Crop Swap. It's a fruit tree. Moringa, which I've actually got holding up this, but I'm hoping it takes root. We have a whole bunch of wild pawpaws. We're going to let them grow a bit and just see what happens. My baby girl's awake. We're going to have to cut this video short. We have some giant Russian sunflowers at the back with the beans climbing. The snow peas I was a bit late in planting them, but I'm letting them go just to see what happens. And in the meantime, I've planted a cucumber there just to climb up the vine and hopefully get some yummy cucumbers. This part of the area gets a good decent bit of morning sun. We're here at 10:45 a.m. and we've still probably got about another half an hour of sun to come through. Malma red stem spinach, and it's fruiting at the moment. Really good for colouring, dyes, paints for the kids. It's not going to wash out very easy, so be careful using with the kids. Just, you know, like, not obviously not inside. That's an outside, let's have fun play type thing. Some oregano, more corn. This flour too on the garlic chives is really yummy through eggs, and it's all edible. More corn, more giant sunflowers. And then we come into another compost bin. Some more Malamar spinach, basil that's gone bolted. So we'll chop that off and salvage what we can, or just leave it for the bugs to enjoy, because I've got basil everywhere. Then we've got spaghetti squash. This is actually getting saved for Nikki, a friend. She wants one of those. I've planted this one on the corner, but I'm going to have a bit of trouble because of the hose. But anyway, now this is the play gym that the kids only really like the sandpit that we haven't filled in. This was their sandpit and it started falling apart, becoming a little bit unsafe. So we turned it into a garden bed for them. We did have the black cherry tomatoes in there, which is one of the kids' favourites, just to come and pick from the garden, but that come to an end with fruit fly. Salvage what we could, made up some passata sauce, tomato sauce, all sorts of things. And now we've got capsicums growing through there, and they've only just been planted about a week ago now, and they've probably tripled in size in that time. Some divided lemongrass ready to go. That's the citronella one I found out on the weekend. Another beautiful thing about crop swap is the knowledge we receive. So here is the new one we just planted on our videos. I've just got to stake this little baby up to there as we go. I've popped in some stakes because, like I said, we are subtropical. This is a big wind tunnel. Excuse me. So I just want to make sure that, you know, the eggplants will not bend and snap, and that they're going to be okay. I'll just leave you there, darling. The top crop on another lot of potatoes. The beans in this, it's the only one that's come through. My other lot of potatoes are over here. Once again, the top crop hasn't come through. That was corn, so the corn isn't coming through for whatever reason at the moment. But we'll see. We're about to get some rain. I had some leftover gamma pumpkin seedlings, which nobody wanted, so I'm like, survival of the fittest. We'll throw yous in there and feed the birds and the bugs. They can have them. If they survive, we will see. Now this here, we've got some dragon fruit, once again from Crop Swap, and some rose cuttings which I've been trying to propagate. All of these, I had the hood over them to protect in the humidity, and they look like they've died to me. This is the only one that grew leaves. So we're going to just wait and see what happens there. I'm about to repot that with some proper rose soil and give it some TLC so it can have a bit of loving. Now this amazing piste resistance is from a friend. All edible and medicinal. So we've just left it here for now because we're going to go over it. We're in the process of creating a bit of a community where we can all grow what's suited to our climate and share in the produce and the knowledge. So we've got some strawberries and another thing of dragon fruit, pig face over here. Who's that on there? That is not good. We need to move you. Okay. And then in here, I done some wood cuttings of a mulberry tree. And I don't know if you can see, we've got a new shoot here. We've got some leaves here. The wood palings have come down from one of the street animals coming in the yard. So yeah, I'm just leaving those to see how they grow, but they're beautiful white mulberries and the brown mulberries. And here we have another one of my childhood favourites, the feijoa. So the feijoa, which I didn't realise, you can actually eat the flower petals. I'm going to have to stake this baby too. I realised much later. Yes, you're a lady beetle, you can stay. Oh, sorry, darling. The fruit, this is the spent flower, and then the fruit grows on the bulb down the bottom. So we've got to wait a good couple of months now for them to develop. And I've got a rogue nasturtium vine in this area. Just, I'll chop and drop that for some extra mulch around there. And we have some spaghetti squash. I'll often, when I get a bag of soil, rip the bottom into slits, cut the top off, plant in some seedlings and mulch it. And underneath the bag there'll be compost and mulch, just to draw the roots down into those nutrients and encourage it to plant into the ground underneath. As they die back, once they finish fruiting and providing us with their beautiful abundance and blessing us with their flowers and pollinating, attracting all the bees and the butterflies, I just simply move it. And there's no back-breaking, soil digging, anything involved. I've got a few of those which I'll show you. This is one I use with pea mulch. And the funny thing that I didn't realise with pea mulch, because I've actually never used it before, started to grow peas. So yeah, I've laid down some cardboard and stuff here. So when this is finished doing its thing, I'm literally dropping all the soil onto that, planting in the couple of rows of the dragon fruits, popping some boxes up here so it can all like grow up and hang down and fruit for me. But at the moment in here, at the back, I've got another cucumber, some corn. So corn actually needs to be beside each other. So that's why in the fields they grow them nice and tight, because that's how they pollinate, by brushing in against one another. Now we've got some sunflowers. We've got a bean in the middle there growing. So that bean is going to climb up all of these, and any rogue peas that decide to grow out of this mulch. I find it quite drying. I don't think I will use it again. Now in here we have, I can't remember actually if this is a melon, I'm praying it is, but I've got a feeling it's a zucchini, but either way, they'll all get eaten. Some more corn, rogue peas growing again. This is a pawpaw that I'd put in when it was a little one, just to see how it grows. I figure once everything's spent here, it can have the abundance of the pot, and I'll fill it up and feed it again with some compost. So it looks like another kumquat. Cucumber there, more peas, more rogue peas happening. And this is a bean. So the bean should grow up with the corn, go like the three sisters, grows up the corn, and the cucumbers or melons or whatever create that cascading thing happening with reducing weeds, shading the soil. It's just a really good three-thing combination. And there's no potatoes in that bag. That one's just purely planted as is. Lots of compost, soil, mulch, decomposing matter, and we'll see how we go. I'm super excited. This is Mummy's pumpkin patch. Once again, it was just a bag chopped on the bottom, and I'm just trading it because we've got the clothesline there. Like I said, subtropical, we've got to be careful of snakes a lot, so I'm going to train it down here and then to run up that way. We've got, as you see, there's quite a lot of yard there. Just keep away from the line so I don't have to deal with king browns while I'm hanging the washing out. They don't come near me, I won't go near them. Easy peasy. So already got some, I have to cut some of those out by the look of it. Bit of airflow circulation happening there, problems there, but we've got lots of flowers coming up, nothing blooming yet. Here we've repurposed an old fridge. Got a bit of rot happening. You can see that in there. I pruned them too much. We had lots of torrential rain. All this went around the collars, so I'm hoping they're going to come back to me nicely because I do enjoy a good bit of silver beet. So does my partner. This here is glass stem corn. Really good for popcorn or cornflowers and making tortillas. I've got a thermi so I can whiz that up and make flour, mill it up if I need to. My daughter got these at Crop Swap. Once again, all this has been free. I haven't paid for, I think my whole garden so far has probably cost me $150. Anyway, so yeah, we're waiting for these guys to come through. At the back, I did plant some red climbing snake beans, which took forever to come up. And I'm hoping, that's these guys here, that's actually a capsicum. So I'm hoping that that comes through for me quite nicely and just grow all the way up there. They grow 30 centimeters long. I'm a bit excited about them. So yeah, we've got these all coming through, and in the bottom I've got Jerusalem artichoke, which still hasn't shown its beautiful foliage or flowers or emergence, but eventually it will. We've got a very amazing man actually that comes down to Crop Swap, and he had them there one day, and I seen him actually on the weekend just gone. I said, it hasn't come up. He said, be patient. You must be patient. It will come. So I will be patient. Now I've planted a black cherry tomato down here because, like I said, it's one of the kids' favourites. The fruit fly got into it, and being part of the nightshade family, we can't really plant them twice in the same area. You can get away with it for a couple of years, but because we're using an old sand pit out the front on top of a pathway, it's kind of like a pot, so I didn't want to, even though I know capsicum's kind of within that family, but we've got capsicum in there out there now. But we also put that there because it's a small gate that the kids could open, and that way it kind of stops them. It's a bit difficult for them to get to, and it makes use of something instead of just making it into landfill. So coming through, this variegated one's really pretty, smells like oregano. That there is what's left of my most favourite basil in the entire universe, Greek basil. I absolutely love Greek basil. I will have that over any other basil you can think of. This chili plant actually come with the house, and we've been here 3 years now. And you can see that's coming back now that I've had a bit of time back in the garden. I was 2 years pregnant almost, so I really haven't been into the garden or the house for a lot of the time that we've lived here. Not properly. I'm a bit of I hate stagnant anything. So I just sort of focused on the pregnancy and the babies, and yeah, now I'm back into it. So this is our Glang Glang. Once again, Crop Swap, freebie. I didn't think it was going to do anything. We had some beautiful rain come through. Must have been just what it needed. Off it starts going with all these amazing shoots. And of course the mint. It doesn't need any introduction, does it? And then over here we've got another bag mix. This is the loofahs with a melon. Now this is meant to be the big 10 kilo sugar crimson melons, and it's just, I think it's too hot here. This is like the third one I've planted in. I'm not having any luck. This does get all day sun, but like I said, it's a bit different where we are. It's hot. It's windy. Like I checked that this morning and that was wet. It's still a bit damp. But I'm watering this first thing in the morning and at night really deeply. And that is severely mulched. It's just not holding it. So I might even have to take that out again and put it in another pot just to try and save it and put it somewhere else, I think. So that's that. Now, this little darling over here is our chop and drop. So this is where everything goes, and I can then use that to fill up the bottom of bags. So we've already got some decomposition happening. Yes, you need to be careful because of snakes, but you can see, you know, we've got some darkening happening over there. This is a new addition, the lemongrass. I got sick of subdividing and it was dropping me insane. So I thought you can just go in there. But yeah, this is where everything, the grass clippings, all the wood cuttings, etc. all come. This darling here is all extremely overgrown. going to have to solarize it a bit or very heavily mulch it. But we had quite a lot of invasive weeds come through. We had some Mickey Mouse happening and these palm trees, so I've got to cut them down a bit more. But all of this was completely overgrown and you could not see through it. And I have chopped the absolute crap out of it. We had still got a tobacco plant there at the back that needs to come out. Can you see that one there? That's all got to come down. Then we're just going to mulch all this. And depending on how we go with the soil, because I have to have it tested, I might put in some sweet potatoes. We'll see. Now up here, ever since we moved in, has been a nightmare. Once upon a time was obviously a flourishing garden bed. That there is a decomposition of the waste I took down probably a week and a half ago maybe. All drying out. It's too big to go in the chop and drop, but I might chop that up a bit more, get into it and turn it into charcoal for a bottom layer. But if not, it's going to go in here and we're going to do the back to Eden garden method throughout here. There's a little snake running through there. Hello, matey. So I'm solarizing at the moment. That's why we've got junk everywhere on top of this beautiful black plastic to kill what's underneath. Now this was whippersnip not long ago. We haven't had much rain, but you can imagine what this would be like if let to go crazy. So all of this eventually will be solarized. I could even maybe start in the middle here actually by just literally filling it up with those twigs and then topping off a layer of mulch over the top and then putting some good compost on and then a good soil top, and I could plant straight into that. But we'll see. But up here we're going to have some passion fruit vines, we're going to get some quails, lots more food like taros, we're going to have some more sweet potatoes, all sorts of things. It's all edible, and we should be pretty much lots more tomatoes. We're tomato fanatics, capsicum fanatics. And then in the middle here, because this is a complete circle of concrete, we're going to have that beautiful frangipani from my childhood and fill this area here with wildflowers and make an outdoor kitchen. Me and the kids are going to make an outdoor solar oven, which we will put on for you guys to see. Back to build a rocket stove this week too with the kids. So yeah, lots happening. This is only the beginning. This is 4 weeks of herding home, gathering us all to come back to our calling in life and understanding our lands, our environments in the garden, feeding the worms, the insects, creating that biodiversity. My 2.5-year-old son helped me do all that. He's such a little trooper. Alright guys, thanks for listening. Love to see if anyone else is doing... Hey! If anyone else is doing their own urban homesteading on a rental property. All of this I can just jump up, take with me. No disturbance to the land. If anything, I'm actually going to improve his soil. So he'll have some lovely new soil happening up here to do his own thing when he wants to move back in, the owner, because it's recently been sold to a lovely young man on the Gold Coast. But he's happy enough for us to stay here for now and do what we're doing, so we're rolling with it while we can. Us and the Wild Tribe. Have a great day, guys. Bye.